Hi everybody, today I'm going to do my updated foundation routine video. This is always a much requested video of me. If you want to see me rant for 5 minutes about my face or about why I wear what I wear, you can see my other updated foundation routine video, which I will link down below. I just kind of talk about my skin, how it's, oily, it's acne prone. I do have adult acne. I'm not making excuses for my skin, it just is the way it is. I do wash my face. I don't wear this. This is a full coverage foundation routine. I do not wear this every single day. I wear this maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week. And this is just a way I have found to make my, to feel the most comfortable going out of the house with all my acne and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you me using all of these products. You're going to see my face without any makeup on, so if acne and stuff like that grosses you out, just don't watch it. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk. First, I start by adding a moisturizer to my face, and I use currently my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. And then after I let that dry for a minute, I apply a primer, and right now I've been using the L'Oreal Studio Secrets Professional Magic Perfecting Base, and I only apply this to my nose, cheeks, forehead, and chin. My Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus Foundation. Right now my shade is number 20. I squeeze some out onto my hand, and then I rub it between 2 fingers and I apply it to my cheeks, chin, nose, and forehead area. I take my Sonia Kashuk flat top Kabuki brush and I blend it out. I take a little bit more foundation and apply it to any areas that need a little extra coverage, like my cheeks where I have the most breakouts. Then I'm going to take my Maybelline Mineral Power Concealer, and I'm going to apply this to any blemishes I have onto my face, and also around my nose where I do get some redness. Concealer set for just a second so that the consistency gets a little thicker and it provides more coverage. And while I'm waiting for that to set, I'm going to use my Garnier Nutritioniste Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller under my eyes. I'm going to go in with this small domed dense eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use it to blend my concealer into my skin. apply a little more concealer to any areas that need additional coverage. I'm going to take Benefit's Erase Paste and apply this with my finger under my eyes to cover up any dark circles. I'm going to set my under eye concealer with my e.l.f. Complexion Perfection and a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm going to set my foundation and concealer with my MAC Studio Fix powder foundation, and my color is NW20, and I'm going to take my Revlon powder brush to set it. My last step is I'm going to take a fluffy powder brush and apply a small amount of bronzer all over my face just to perk up the skin. I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Baked Bronzer in Baked Tan. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup, and now I figured I would share with you guys just a couple of little comments about some of the products that you saw me use in the video and why I think that they're good for acne-prone, oily skin types, and why I use some of these specific things or how I use them. You know, how they worked for me. First of all, my moisturizer, the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. You don't need to use this specific one, but any kind of moisturizer that you are going to use, and I suggest that you do use a moisturizer. If you do have oily skin, use a gel. If you use a lotion, it's going to make you oily throughout the day, and if you use a gel moisturizer, which is just as moisturizing in my opinion, it will help you not get as oily throughout the day. It's definitely a lot less greasy or shiny formula than a lotion would be. So definitely try out a gel lotion if you have oily skin, if you have not. This is a good one. It is a little expensive. You can get it from Sephora, but it has lasted me forever. I've had this for like a year and a half, and I still have like so much left. Then a primer. I wouldn't suggest, if you have acne prone skin, I wouldn't suggest your typical kind of primer, like one of the serum primers, or any kind of primer with silicone in it is probably going to be bad because it's going to probably break you out even more, and honestly those don't work. I find that they make me oily. And I wouldn't put something that you have to put all over your face. Just get some kind of spot primer that you will use in your T-zone and the places that you get oily the most. Like I showed in the video, I'm using my L'Oreal Studio Secrets Magic Perfecting Base recently. I've tried a lot of these like kinds of ones. This one I'm loving lately. I haven't been using it long enough to see if it's going to break me out, I don't think, but it hasn't broken me out yet. I do suggest using something like this in the T-zone because it will help with shininess and oiliness throughout the day, and also I apply it in places where I have big pores, and this helps to fill in your pores and prime your skin for makeup, so it kind of helps with oiliness and, you know, disguising your pores, and this is a really good one you can get at the drugstore. I have used a Clinique one before, but that one, I don't think it really did much, and it definitely didn't disguise my pores, and I didn't see any kind of difference. But this one is actually really nice. But I wouldn't suggest putting something like that all over your face because that's going to break you out. I don't put it on the areas of my face where I do break out, just in my T-zone where I get oily. Next thing, I guess my foundation. It's a matte foundation. It's a medium coverage foundation. I wouldn't suggest a full coverage foundation for daily use, even if you do have bad skin or worse skin than me, because it's going to suffocate your skin and it's going to be too heavy. You can always build up the coverage in the spots you need it, like I showed you I did with this. I just put it all over my face, and then the spots like here where I have a lot of breakouts or hyperpigmentation, I would just add more, because this is actually really buildable without being cakey. And this is a little expensive. I think it's like $32 to $35 at Sephora, but it's completely worth it. And if you're going to splurge on something, it would be the foundation. Next, my concealer. This is drugstore concealer. You can get this at the drugstore. The reason why I love this is because it's pigmented and it doesn't cake up when you build the coverage. Very buildable coverage. So just like the same with that foundation, you can put two, layers on and it's not going to cake up on you, but it's still pigmented enough to hide, your horrible, problems like I have, big red blemishes. And this also is like mineral, so I guess it's good for you, but this has never broken me out, and it's just blends into my skin beautifully but still hides. You don't have to rub this in to blend it into your skin, and then you find out you've blended out all the pigmentation. So with these two brushes that I use with the foundation and I started doing this recently. If you go back to my other foundation routine video, you will see that I applied everything with my fingers, and now I've kind of gotten into the brushes, which has changed, completely changed my world. I find that it gives me, honestly, a more airbrushed look. Everything looks more blended and smooth, and I'm really into it. I'll probably go back to my fingers. I'll be one of those people that change back and forth, but right now I'm really into the brushes. So for the foundation, love this Sonia Kashuk brush. You can get this at Target. I think it's like $15 at Target. It's just a dense, flat top Kabuki, perfect size, and I just buff it. I don't press too hard, just circular motions, and it gives me this beautiful, flawless airbrush look. I love it. And then this is another Sonia Kashuk brush. It's actually an eyeshadow brush, but it's extremely, extremely dense. It's perfect for I just pat in the concealer, and it also gives me an airbrushed look, and it doesn't blend it out completely where, you can see the red through, like it's like it did nothing. It completely keeps your coverage. Anything else? If you do have problems with hyperpigmentation or acne, or you have a lot of stuff to cover up, the powder I showed you, my MAC Studio Fix, it's a powder foundation, so it's going to give you extra coverage on top of your foundation and concealer. And if you find that you do need it, or you do want that flawless, makeup look, definitely try a powder foundation over your regular foundation and concealer. But I wouldn't suggest, as you can see, I've used the crap out of this, I would not suggest using one of the little sponge applicators that comes with this, though, because then you're going to look cakey. Use a fluffy powder brush and apply that, because it's going to give you a thinner layer, so it's not going to get cakey, but it will give you extra coverage that you're going to need. Another thing, the bronzer that I use has a tiny bit of shimmer in it, but it doesn't make you look oily. After I use all of these products, my face tends to look very matte and dead and like flat. So just a tiny bit of this dusted all over the face will actually help you. And I find as I get oily throughout the day, this bronzer doesn't make me look more oily, the shimmer in it. It makes me look dewy. And you'd think as a person with oily skin, dewiness is something you want to stay away from, but actually does give me a really nice finish, and it's not ultra shiny. So I definitely suggest this. It's a really great bronzer. I think that is it. Oh, another thing, if you're going to use this Benefit Erase Paste, it is a very, very thick and creamy consistency. So if you have oily skin, you're thinking, okay, this is going to, crease into my fine lines, and it will unless you set it with a powder. And it will also cake if you set it with a thick powder, so set it with an extremely fine powder. You can get this e.l.f. Complexion Perfection at the drugstore for $3. You can get it at Target. And it is the perfect, fine, light, luminizing powder to put over that. I was putting this under my eyes over other concealers before I even used this. I got this in a set, this Benefit thing, so I figured I'd use it, and it actually works really nice. But you need to set it right away and with a very fine powder, otherwise it's going to be cakey and your under eyes are going to look a mess. So that's kind of that. But yeah, I guess that's all the things I really had to say anything about. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment area, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know this is always very much requested, and I always get the most beautiful and supportive comments on these videos, so I thank you guys so much, and I really hope that I was able to help somebody, you know, with any of these products. This is just kind of how I, you know, feel comfortable with my face, and you know, kind of try and cover up all those little blemishes and everything like that, and some big blemishes. So I hope that you guys enjoy this, and everybody have a really great day. Bye!